It's the Illest Podcast, and I'm your host, as always, Mr. Pierre Sledge. Welcome to today's show. Let's talk about forgiveness. So, I was having a conversation with a good friend, and they somehow forgiveness was injected into the conversation. So, they were telling me from their perspective, and it's a biblical one, a very a religious person, and just basically a Christian, basically how forgiveness is one of the stalwarts in Christianity, and how and I know this, but I've people will come at you from time to time like this, and she's just telling me what she feels is right, and I don't have a problem with that. But anyone who knows me knows that I am not religious. I believe that there are some things that have influenced me in terms of what I think is right and what I think is wrong, that I did probably get from the scripture because I did read it. And I did live it for a while in my life. But there's also things I think that were, and maybe innately, I just was able to discern that these things were wrong or not good for me, or however you want to put it. I think there was a big part of myself that was able to determine that without being told necessarily. But I also think there's the component that comes from learning. So at any rate, the person was challenging me. So I thought about it at the time of the conversation, and I also thought about it afterwards, which led me to here. So I think I think forgiveness is something that is valuable, very valuable. Therefore, it has to be earned. I don't think you should automatically forgive someone, because I think forgiveness is also tied to accountability. And if you don't hold people accountable, or you just keep letting them do something over and over again and it's wrong, what is there to learn in that? You know, that's not righteous. So for me, it's something you should certainly work to fulfill. I also believe, um I believe in evil, and I believe in benevolence. So I just think some people out there are not so good, and they do things to feed their id, their yeah, it's id over ego. Their id, it's pleasurable for them. They do bad things, and it doesn't, there's no remorse. It's sociopathic, and very sociopathic like. So there are many people like this, and they're they are consistent, um forgive overstepping forgiveness. They go over the line often, because this is what it's a part of what that kind of that sociopathic no remorse is. So I do believe there are people like that, and I don't necessarily believe everyone is good here. um I think people know right from wrong, and yet they still do it. And if, for me, the intent has malice in it, I cannot forgive. I don't think I could forgive with malice. The person also challenged me on they molestation, and murder was the other one. And I thought about that. I was like, those are really egregious infractions, and I just don't. I guess it would depend on the circumstance, but if it's just I had a child and someone molested my child, I can't forgive that person. If it's an adult, I can't forgive that person. That person knows better. Knows better. Mature, sound of mind, adult, they know better. And the same with murder. If there's no extenuating circumstance, you can kiss my ass. I'm gonna be heated, I'm gonna be angry and hateful. I don't think I'm above that. But I think that's natural, and therefore I don't think it's negatively not righteous. I think it's natural to have those feelings, but yeah, I don't think it's tricky because I do see I do see what they mean, but then I think about instances like basically I feel like it's not forgiveness. I feel like in some instances you're just avoiding. You're avoiding that person or you're avoiding that situation so you don't have to have those feelings that you had. And I feel like to truly forgive, you have to address. You have to address the situation, the person. And then you truly forgiven. Just by avoiding that situation again, I don't see that as forgiving. It's just avoiding, and you have put a new title on it and called it forgiveness. And that for me that doesn't jive. Does that make sense? Tell me, like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me if I'm off or what you think, or maybe you're in the middle, or even if you're on the other side. I'd like to talk about it. So hit me up in the comments. Don't text me. Hit me up in the comments and let's talk. Let's have dialogue. This is Pierre Sledge talking about forgiveness on Naylor's podcast. I'll see you on the next one with another who knows what hit me. All right, I'll see you. Peace.